Jen, what is up with people these days? Seriously, do they have nothing better to do than to screw with people who are trying to have a nice, mature conversation?
King, my man, I really have no idea what you're talking about. But I'm glad to see you can still talk at all. You've been typing like a madman since I left this morning. Did you even eat lunch?
I definitely ate lunch. Well, I had a cupcake. There's more in the oven.
Chocolate, pepper, and bacon cupcakes. Delicious. Another culinary experiment for the blog?
Culinary success. You shall henceforth address me as Baker Guy King, Grand Poobah of the Baking Guild.
Well, Grand Poobah, this seems to be the first time you've stepped away from the computer all day.
You're one to talk. Jen Takahashi, you have 20,000 followers on Twitter and like 5,000 Facebook friends.
It's not like I actually talk to 5,000 people on a daily basis. I'm not some kind of techno whore.
No, you are definitely a techno whore. I only have 50 followers on Twitter and like 100 Facebook friends. Do you know what kind of person only has 100 Facebook friends?
Nerd?
Nerd.
Hey, nerddom is hip, man. It's making a comeback. Like your, chocolate, pepper, bacon, doohickey.
You may not believe this, Jen, but eating dozens of cupcakes a week makes for very poor conversation skills. Hi, Sally. I'm Baker Guy King, and I weigh 600 pounds. Let's jump into bed.
What's your name? I remember you used to have a real thing for Jill. It's not like you ever did anything about it or anything like that.
Her screen name's Persephone, but obviously that's not her real name. We haven't gotten to that level of intimacy yet. I'm now unavailable for conversation. Shoo.
Right. Well, I gotta go anyway. I got a date. You know, in the real world.
Hilarious. Say hi to Joe for me, unless that'll be awkward, which it probably will be. In which case, please don't. Okay, let's see what we got here.
Seriously, Alice, I don't think this is a good idea.
Seriously, Lucy, on the fire. My name's Alex, and yeah, I'm from Utah, which is why I can't say I've seen many Orientals before.
That was intelligent. Watch, he's going to be a pedophile from Chile or something.
I highly doubt a pedophile from Chile would have such a knowledge of Asians.
Are you even listening to this guy?
Fine.
This is insipid. You're talking to a poser.
Weren't you the one who told me to crack a smile?
Yeah, but Persephone's the one doing it, not you.
What am I doing?
And to nobody's surprise, you basically proved that no one on the internet is trustworthy. Which makes me wonder about your recipes.
Look, it just came out, you know. What was I supposed to tell her? That I'm a 28-year-old the size of a baby beluga?
So you told her you were the crocodile hunter instead? How does that help?
I didn't say I was a crocodile hunter, just that I'm sort of kind of like, I don't know, his kid's psychic.
Mm-hmm. What else did you tell her?
Nothing.
Well, you're the one who brought it up. But it's cool if you say it's cool, man. Oh, Jill says hi, by the way. She also forgives you for the muffin incident.
That's really weird, Jen. I could have sworn I told you not to talk to her about me.
I can't believe you talked to them about me. You know, I have to see these people in real life.
Nobody cares that you're dating on the internet. Like a fourth of all relationships right now start online, just blind dating.
Oh, well, do me a favor and never talk about me again.
Alice, real life blind dates, just as crazy as internet ones.
Duly noted. Look, I'm just gonna be honest with you, Lucy, I'm not happy about this.
I'm just gonna be honest with you, Jen. I'm not happy about
I
this.
didn't explicitly mention you. Jill's just all, ooh, hey, how's your roommate? And I was like, oh, he's good, you know, doing the Baker Guy King thing. And she was like, oh, I hope he's not upset about the muffin incident. And I was like, oh, nah, he's a baker guy. And she was like, ooh, haha, I'm sure it was an accident anyway. Not a big deal.
Easy for you to say. Do you know how much it sucks to live with you?
Yeah. Huh?
Ted, do you know how much this sucks?
You know those movies where there's that guy who's played by like Brad Pitt or Ryan Reynolds, and he gets like all the chicks, especially the hot ones, and shows an Uncle Scrooge-esque lack of understanding that sharing is caring. And then there's his fat friend who's just there for comic relief, not getting any of the girls, even though he's totally the better guy.
Wait, what?
Movies where there's that unconventionally beautiful girl played by like Anne Hathaway or Ellen Page or something, and everyone thinks she's gonna make it big until they realize that she's more unconventional than she is beautiful, and worst of all, she doesn't know when to shut up.
No, but keep going.
That's me.
Look, remember Mark? Do I have to?
You know I had to break up with him?
Besides the fact that he was so skinny you could see his thumb.
That was part of it. But I was afraid that because I wouldn't shut the fuck up, I would talk him down until there was nothing left. I can't even remember what he sounded like because I would just talk over him all the time.
I'm not saying I'm a better guy
That's
than
totally
you.
what you're saying. Excuse me while I go cry.
There's a fine line between you said, she said, and have Mrs. Morgan to push yourself in the face. It's not funny.
Oh yes, the sympathetic, manly tear scene. Do you see what I'm talking about? You're Brad Pitt.
I finally get to think before I speak. I finally get to pretend that I'm not a bitch.
And that's why it's not embarrassing. I say go for it.
Let me break it down for you, Brad. People come into our apartment and the first thing they see is you. Tall, suave, possibly ninja warrior Jin Takahashi.
Ninja, what? King, what the hell are you talking
And
about?
then they see me. Do you know what I look like to someone who's just looked at Jin Takahashi? It's like they saw Boba Fett first, and then looked at Jabba the Hutt.
Who's Jabba the Hutt?
You really remember?
Oh my!
Look. The point is, I'm who I am, and you're who you are. And unfortunately, the only way I can change that is on the internet, because honestly, the real life me isn't meeting anyone anytime soon.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna take this anymore. Yeah, I'll admit there are some differences between us, but you know what? That's normal. That's something that all of us have to deal with. But you, King, you think I make you look bad? Trust me, I don't have to do that to you. You do that to yourself.
You know, that's so weird. I could have sworn you were capable of movement, but I guess that must have been a dream.
Hold on, just let me finish this.
Remember the last time you ate? I remember that. It was such a good day.
You don't see me.
Uh-huh. Anyway, I have something to tell you about this gym guy.
What is it?
So, after the conversation you had with him the other day, I looked him up on the internet.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Lucy, you're such a stalker.
You're not interested?
Okay, then.
Well, obviously it was a little difficult since I didn't have his last name, but I just searched gin and baking and general geekiness. And I came across the Facebook of this guy, Jin Takahashi. So at first I was like, hey, this guy's pretty hot. But then being the cynic/realist that I am, I got a little more cynical/realistic and did a little more digging. Turns out that Jin Takahashi is this dude who works for Starbucks in San Francisco, dates a chick named Jill Anderson, who, by the way, is a creative writing MFA at San Francisco State, once models for The Gap, and lives on 643 5th Avenue. Oh, and when Takahashi Jin was 16, he tried to break into a Virgin Records store to protest the destruction of Napster. The police were not amused.
How? When did you have the
Welcome
time?
to the internet, Alice.
What about the whole baking thing?
I looked that up too. Turns out your baker boyfriend's blog is actually registered under a King Valencia.
King, that's his roommate.
Well, I don't know who he is, but I do know you can't trust him.
Well, I don't know, Lucy. It's like you said, real life dating can be just as crazy as internet dating.
That's not the point, Alex, and you know it.
Well, you don't even know if he lied. I mean, sure, he never sends me his picture or he never Skypes with me, but maybe he's just shy.
While your willingness to believe is refreshing, watching you cling to false hope is just painful.
It's not false hope. I honestly believe we have something good going on here. Maybe if we just keep it online like it's always been. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Frankly, Alice, when people say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, they're just in denial. If you want to keep this relationship from splintering apart, you need to take initiative. Or if you want it to remain at the equivalent of a half-finished motel, that's fine too. Just don't be surprised when you start to feel like something's missing.